Good morning, Raptor freaks. Lexiot's here, and it's Sunday special report. And we're doing a special report on the 2025-2026 Toronto Raptors season and expectations, uh, things about what we're looking like going into the season, uh, talking about maybe individual expectations, anything to do with forecasting and projecting into this season. Now, I would say nobody should have any specific projections or expectations. As Bobby Webster said on Friday in his media day, he's not really got a set itinerary or idea or schedule for what he's going to do as a GM this year. And I think that the smartest general managers in the NBA, the smartest people trying to build championship teams, don't have a rigid idea of say, oh, well, at this point we're going to say goodbye to this player, specific player, because that is when we'll say goodbye. No, I think that the job of the GM is to assess the talent and to assess how it fits with the salary cap and what the whole big picture is and whether we're moving in the right direction towards getting the next championship. A lot of GMs may premeditate some of the moves that they do in the league, and I feel like that's unhealthy. I feel like that sets you up for toxic confusion and misconceptions and also pissing off players that you've got on your team because you want to allow everybody to have a chance to excel, to grow into new roles, to possibly be a starter, to possibly become rotation, to possibly make the team. But a lot of people are not going to get the goals that they want. And in some ways, for you to kind of show your hand ahead of time that, oh, this is who and this is who, that's not fair because everybody who's on the Raptors right now should have a fair chance to come into training camp, preseason, kick some ass, and carve out a role for themselves. Doesn't matter who they are. It could be Chucky Hepburn. It could be Scotty Barnes. It doesn't matter who they are. That is what it should be. Because how the hell are you going to set targets and goals for these people if they already know that what's the point? I'm probably going to get cut. What's the point? I'm probably not going to be in the rotation. What's the point? This and this and this. I mean, I think we heard it very well yesterday, the attitude of Jamison Battle professed in the open gym episode that dropped yesterday from Summer League, that he just knows he can't control everything, but he can control what he can control. And that is working hard and having a good attitude and doing what the Raptors tell him to do. That's the thing. Bobby can't go to the podium on Friday afternoon and just tell Josh Lewinberg exactly what he's going to do as a general manager this year right now. Because he has no idea what he's supposed to do because his job is not it's planned and thought out with a framework and a structure of what's possible within the salary cap and the roster and all this stuff. But in some ways, he can't just say, I'm pulling the trigger on this and this. He may have percentages in his head that it's more likely that this player will move over this player and this percentage. But he's not going to publicly talk about it. He's not going to let everybody know. In some ways, he wants to allow everybody the chance to go and get what they want this year as a player. Whether it's Jared Rhoden showing up as the last training camp spot, you got to give him a chance to try and make this team. That if he can play really good in preseason and wow in training camp and show that he's very healthy, make it a hard decision for Bobby Webster to figure out the final roster for the Raptors. And down the road, people like Jonathan Mobo and Jamison Battle, you guys want to play in rotation on the big club, on the Raptors. But there's nothing set in stone. There's nothing for sure. But we got to allow for the possibility that you guys play so well in certain ways that you become regular rotation because of what you do. That's the thing. Bobby can't be set in his ways and thinking ahead and what he's going to do. That's folly. That causes problems. I'm telling you. He has to have a blank canvas in his head. And he's going to say, you know what? We're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see how it all goes down. And you know what? I'm a GM. I know the job. I know what I'm doing. I know the salary cap. And when the time comes, when it's trade deadline, maybe it's next summer, the tough decisions will get made after I have analyzed and evaluated where these players are and where they're doing and how the fit is. That's the thing Raptors understand. Y'all want to talk about trading people out way too early and in some ways not at the right time. And you need to shut up, honestly. We got to allow everybody on this team a chance to carve out their role and do what they're going to do. And it's not everybody's going to get what they want. Not everybody's going to get the things that they think they might need to get. Darko will have a huge impact on this. So as he reads the chemistry and the energy of the players behind the scenes and practices, who's going to get called to the rotation on a night-by-night basis, who are the 10 players that Darko will call their number to enter the game and actually compete. That'll have a lot to do with it right there. That'll have a lot to do with it right there. So I would say overall, expectations for individuals, expectations for the team, we take them as they come. In some ways, right now, we're a 30-win team from last year, but there is a really good feeling that we're going to have plus that in wins this year. I would say if we don't have more than 30 wins this year, that's a failure of a year. I would actually say that. If we regress and got less than 30 wins this year, that would be a bust year. Now, I expect us to jump at least 10 wins, if not above 500 for sure. But this is the thing. We have to adjust our expectations as the season goes on. Hopefully, we're adjusting our expectations so that they'll be getting more wins than we thought at the beginning of the season because they are so amazing and healthy. And Brandon is this. Hopefully, we'll be saying stuff, man, I expect them to win 45 to 50 wins. Right now, it's tough to say because we don't know the fit. And then there's always the factor of health and who's available for games enough that has a factor in your winning too. So Raptors fans, let's not have set expectations going into the season, whether it's for individual players or for the team as a whole, whether it's for Darko, whether it's for Bobby, for whoever. No expectations. Let's just try this out. Let's hopefully be pleasantly surprised. And then as we gather more information from real stats on the court and games and hopefully W's more than wins, we adjust our expectations as we go. Maybe by All-Star break, we're thinking, yeah, we're going to be a playoff team and not a play-in team. And we want to be in the playoffs. And that's our expectation at this point. But I want everybody to not hold rigid some sort of idea of what this season's supposed to look like right now. As we go, we adjust. As we see, we adjust. And if it is disappointing in whatever way, well, we adjust the other way. But I'm telling you right now, Raptors fans should be adjusting their expectations for this season in a bigger way that we're going to be successful. I believe that's truly true. That's what's going to happen. Now, we can talk about expectations for individual players. If you guys want to in the chat, let's bring them up. We'll talk about them. We can talk Scotty. We can talk Yak. We can talk IQ, RJ, whatever. We had some great things once again happening this weekend. I'm really excited for the season. They're doing a really good job. Raptors official admin. You've got 2 days of 10 out of 10 content. The Bobby Webster Media Day press conference, 10 out of 10. Amazing job, Bobby. Such polish, clear, concise answers, holding your cards to your chest, but also revealing and being very concise and honest about things with the Raptors and the state of affairs right now. I appreciate you, Bobby Webster. Thank you for being in charge of the Raptors right now. I appreciate you so much. And then yesterday, they dropped an impromptu open gym covering the Summer League, and it was another 10 out of 10 content. In fact, I had to watch that Oprah gym like 6 times because it was so dense with so much going on, such a fast edit, so many different voices, so much in there. Pretty much all the Raptors at some point kind of seen and heard in that whole entire thing, either seen or heard. And, it just amazing. I could cover this open gym episode, this whole entire show. There was so much in it, so much in it. And you guys want to talk about open gym yesterday with Summer League extended episode? You go ahead and tell me your favorite moment, or maybe your favorite comment that you heard a player say, or maybe your favorite moment, maybe the magic tricks going on in Vegas. Maybe it was seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff, hearing Colin Murray Bowles, hearing Jonathan Mobo, Elijah Martin, Chucky Hepburn, all that talking about, even Ulrich, all the different voices of the Raptors talking about the team and different things you notice from Open Gym. I want to hear it and your reacting to that. That's right. Let's go. All right, let's see what Trevor Jay's saying this morning. Trevor J, Commissioner of Fun, good morning to you, sir. Strength grows when we dare. Unity grows when we pair. Love grows when we share. And relationship grows when we care. Live in peace, not in pieces. Wow. I love it when Trevor rhymes stuff. I really do. Strength grows when we dare. Yeah, dare to go beyond. Be like Star Trek and go where no man has gone before, or do something that is out of your comfort zone, something different. And you know what? It's true. When you do something that's out of your comfort zone and you're successful, it gives you more strength. It's totally true. Unity grows when we pair. That's right. Division is what the powers that be that hate us want. But that's the most rebellious act right there, is to unity, is to unite, is to, you're telling me that's my enemy. Well, I'm sorry. That is my friend. And that is my person that's with me. I'm an ally to them. So be an ally. Don't be an enemy. They want to try and divide us on all kinds of lines. The only line that is the problem right now is billionaires and the rest of us. That's the only line that matters right now that's a problem, because these psychopaths are running our society in the ground with greed. And we got to stop buying hook, line, and sinker their bullshit about who we should be versus. Unity is the power of the people. And find your unity with those that have differences with you. I say that. That's right. Love grows when we share. That's right. Vulnerability and openness and being human is an important part in this ever-changing technological AI world. At some point, being a human who makes mistakes and shows that their human side may be very valued in the society if we go too far into the tech stuff. So vulnerability and being able to share your humanistic side is important, because that is how we bond. And that's something that's important for humanity, is because humanity is being human, and being human is making mistakes and not being totally exactly polished. So yeah, that's important right there. Boom goes the dynamite. And relationship grows when we care. That's right. And honestly, everybody should try and find a basic baseline of caring about every individual, even people that you don't really like. You need to figure out a way to care for them, even if they're not people that you're like really too cool with in some ways. That's right. Live in peace, not in pieces. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. Trevor's also bringing up that this is a big deal for today's game in the Lynx. Nafisia Collier is ruled out for Game 4 in this playoff today, an elimination game that Minnesota's facing against Phoenix Mercury. It's a big deal. The left ankle injury. Not only that, they have suspended their coach for criticizing the officials. So they're going to be without their star player and their coach in this very important game. Now, this is the kind of stuff where legends are made. Maybe Bridget Carlton will show up or do something crazy, or somebody for the Lynx will have to step up in the absence of their coach and Collier and, make a legendary thing happen today. If the Lynx are going to beat the Phoenix Mercury with their three-headed monster that's just eating everybody alive, Copper and Sabali and them. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. This is really bad for the Lynx. In some ways, this has been a dream season for them, but now it's a nightmare before the game today. Here's our ref report for today's WNBA playoff games. Minnesota at Phoenix will be led by Roy Guibien, number 42, the crew chief. Fatu Sissoko Stevens will be the referee. So they're putting two of their best crew chiefs in as the top two refs for this important game today. Amy Bonner will be the umpire, number 31, just in case they got Kevin Fahey in the back. Las Vegas Aces at Indiana Fever, Game 4. Isaac Barnett will be the crew chief. Randy Richardson is the referee. Jenna Renault, the umpire. And Jeff Wooten will be the alternative. So, yeah, these are big games today. So it could be some eliminations today. And going on to the next round, which is the finals. That's right. The finals of the WNBA may be set later on today, depending on how things go. Phoenix wins and Vegas wins. Well, that's the finals. It's Phoenix versus Las Vegas. So we'll have to see if Indiana and Minnesota can be heroic and try and hold off elimination today. WNBA action. It's fantastic. Check it out. Seriously. Trevor J's talking about the open gym episode that dropped yesterday. Saturday, a day that we don't normally get open gym drops, which was very interesting. Very, very interesting. They're doing things a little bit out of the ordinary in the post-Masai era, dropping open gyms on a Saturday and doing the media day on the Friday before the team for the GM. It's just a little different. Trevor's saying open gym episode came out yesterday was so good. It took me back to all the experience I had at the games. We were so good on defense, making teams turn over the ball. I loved that episode so much. And it was multifaceted with reasons why I loved it. And yes, Trevor was our eyes on the scene in Vegas this summer. Commissioner Fund was in attendance at all of the Raptors Summer League games in the Cox Pavilion, in the other arena that they use, Thomas and Mack Center. And he got to see this all firsthand. I was asking Trevor, it's like, how is it to watch the open gym episode and see the behind the scenes or hear the mic'd up stuff? And from your experience from being there live and seeing it at the time, he said, oh, this is really cool. This is awesome. Trevor reliving his awesome summertime in Vegas, watching the team. Of course, we saw some choice highlights. Of course, Elijah's big, huge dunk in this first Summer League game. It was a big boom start to the whole thing. And yeah, I just love the enthusiasm. I just love the team. As they were saying, there was a buzz around the Raptors at Summer League because of the way they were causing turnovers. And the defense was so good. And I love hearing the different players talking about, like Colin Murray-Boyle saying, I've never been on a team with this many defensive-minded guys that are going all out like this. And like, it's fun. It's fun to do that. I mean, we heard from pretty much every single Raptor for the most part. Young Raptor on the team in this episode. We heard Shamshay's voice. I loved hearing Shamshay say, I'm very, very happy to be back and get back to work and show everybody what I've been doing. I love that. I love that. I love hearing Shamshay's voice talking about how he's excited for the season, about how he likes playing for Coach Coco and all this kind of stuff. It's really good to hear Ulrich's voice on Open Gym. And I want to hear him more. I want to see him grow more as a player too. But yeah, I have to take a cheat sheet to kind of figure out what was going on here with everybody. Of course, Scotty, a prominent role in the Open Gym episode. You know what you see from Scotty in this episode? Pure love. You see a real, true franchise leader. You see a guy who is an ultimate cheerleader for his teammates. At Summer League, he was very vocal and excited during the games. And you saw it up close in the open gym footage. The way he daps Colin Murray-Boyles and Elijah Martin after his dunk and stuff like that. You just see just the joy that Scott has for his teammates and them excelling and looking good. And like, he loves the whole idea of, building the Raptors up and going for that Larry O'Brien and the crew that the Raptors are building with him. I think Scott feels real good about him. I think he feels real good about him. You see this joy and the enthusiasm on Scotty's face in this open gym episode. You see when they're doing the magic trick and they guess Darko's first girlfriend's name, and Scotty's like blown away, hiding behind the partition. Scott's funny, man. And you can tell, you see how enthusiastic he is and how much he loves his team. And you even see it when like they're coming back into the Wynn Ballroom Casino gym, when they're coming back to play and all the vets are coming in, like him and Yak and Barrett and Yak and IQ and Brandon. Those guys are coming in and Scotty's like dapping Jamison Battle and different people. And he's just really happy to see everybody. You could tell that Scotty's just like that. And that kind of energy and enthusiasm as the leader, as the main guy is huge, guys. You got to understand that sets such a tone that this dude is happy. He's excited. And that kind of energy really buoys the whole entire team. You could be a jaded old superstar that kind of separates yourself from the rest of them because in some ways you're better than them or you're bigger than them. But no, Scotty's not like that. He's a man of his team. And you see throughout this episode a very standard, consistent level of enthusiasm and support Scotty has for his teammates. I love that so much, man. RJ is interesting in this episode. RJ had a magic trick played on him, which these Vegas magicians are weird, man, with their like guessing numbers and making cards float. And all this kind of stuff. That was fun for the team, I'm sure. It was freaking them out a little bit. But yeah, RJ had his name spelled in numbers upside down. He like put the numbers in the calculator, and that's what that became. That seemed a little set up, but it's kind of cool that the name was spelled out Barrett. But yeah, you love seeing RJ there, of course. Yeah, Battle, like I said, really he understands. Like, look, nothing's promised this year. He's got to do what he can control, and only it'll work out the way it's supposed to. Although Ohio State sharpshooter, he knows the drill here. Grady was fun in this episode. We've seen Grady a couple times just sitting around and being around the team and smiling and happy, which is awesome. Chucky Hepburn talking about how every play is important, every drill is important, and that it's really cool to be around such a talented team for the first time in his life. This is the most talent he's ever been around on a team, and he's learning a lot from it. You got to like that. We did see Brandon in the episode showing up and putting shots up and being around the team and smiling and being a part of everything. He's not an aloof, away from the team kind of guy. He's a guy who's in the middle of it and he's enjoying the socialness of it. And that's awesome. AJ Lawson, of course, a big cheerleader of Elijah Martin on his dunk. And just kind of like, I love the facial expressions of AJ in this open gym. Like when they're talking about, Coco's talking about, you got to get gritty. You got to get dirty. And they showed AJ, and he's like, whoa, he's like this. And he's making like crazy faces in the corner in the locker room. Yeah, we love you, AJ. All the power to you, man, to kick some ass and make this team, man. Seriously. Yeah, it was just really kind of cool hearing different voices, like Jonathan Mobo being the cheerleader on the bench. And then at one point they're dapping in the dap line, and Jonathan says, man, I love this team. I love the Raptors. And that was warm my heart. I love that. I love that. I know Scotty and Jonathan love the Raptors because these guys, we're going to do something, guys. It's going to be special. It's going to be special. And I love the profession of Jonathan Mobo. He loves Jesus. He loves God, but he also loves the Raptors. And I love that. I love that so much. Colin, we heard more from Colin Murray Boyles in this episode and kind of him talking. He's a weird guy. In some ways, he's a little standoffish. His energy is a little bit like, kind of like, okay, this is kind of suspicious, but you know what? I'll allow it. Like when they're doing, Coco was having them repeat after him. I'm going to have your back. We're going to get the win. We're going to get this motherfucking win. It was funny, but like Colin is a little suspicious. Like you can tell. Like when Scotty dapped him and came up to him and he was so happy to see him, Colin was like, whoa, Scotty's like got a lot of positive energy and I like it, but it's like it put me off guard. It was a little bit like I wasn't expecting it, because in some ways maybe Colin's coming in, he's thinking, Scotty may look at me as competition. He may not like me because I may be like somebody who may be kind of competition for him. But no, Scott doesn't look at it that way. He's not threatened by you, Colin. He looks at you as another addition to the arsenal to help the Raptors win. And in some ways, he's going to love and support you. In some ways, a player of his caliber does not get scared of other great players coming to stand next to him. In fact, he gets excited because he has guys that are going to be really good on his team next to him. I know from watching him play 2K, he wants the most talented team around him. And Colin, he's very happy you're here. Let's just put it that way. Very, very happy. We saw Yak just for a couple times, just in the practice gym, run around. It's funny, that one scene with Yak and Scotty, they're both backing up on the court in the same rhythm. I really do feel like the more Scotty and Yak are connected, the more successful the Raptors are. And I think that Scott understands that too on a personal level. I know when we got Jakob Poeltl back, when we reacquired him, I told Scott on Twitch, I said, you're going to love Jakob, man. He's going to be like one of your favorite people in the entire world. I'm telling you right now, Scott. I told him that in the chat. And well, I'm pretty sure that's true. That I think Scott really loves the dependability and just they all do of Jakob and what he does for the team. Emmanuel was fun in this episode, smiley and around all over the place, like the whole reaction to RJ's magic trick. Emmanuel's just awesome. He was being a fun cheerleader at Summer League also, and getting excited, seeing different players do different things. Really, really cool. But yeah, we've seen very good episode for Shed also. Shed really kind of the leader in this episode of Open Gym. He has this comments at the beginning of the show, and he does the prayer at the end of Summer League with Coco saying thank you to the medical staff and the coaches and everybody. And, Shed's just a vocal leader in some ways. It makes me kind of wonder, much like last year Davion Mitchell was not necessary at a certain point because Jamal Shed was just advancing so quickly. I may worry about this. I mean, I know Quickly's very, very good player for us, but Shed may be moving so quick that this guy may be demanding to be our starting point guard in the next 2 years. I don't think it'll be this year. I think it might be next year at the soonest. And in some ways, once again, we're not going to get ahead of things, expectations or changes, but the writing is on the wall in some ways that Jamal Shed is the future starting point guard of the Raptors. I can already tell. And in some ways, that may mean the window of Emmanuel Quickley on our team. Well, Quickley's going to have to show up this year and make himself indisputably necessary for our team. Because in some ways, I could see it where Shed's coming to be and he's even saying this. He's like saying stuff like, Brandon, Scotty, RJ, Emmanuel, y'all need to be ready because the second team's coming and you're going to have to up your games to match us after what we did at Summer League. He's right. He's right. And this is what Bobby said on Friday. The third team's going to be competing with the second team. The second team's going to be competing with the first team. And there's going to be a lot of competition on this team. And the second team is gunning to make the first team better. That's what Shed said in that open gym, is that he's coming just like Fred came at Kyle Lowry 10 years ago. He's doing the same thing now. Jamal Shed's coming at them starting lineups. And as Bobby said, these guys are going to be looking over their shoulder to a degree. And that competition will bring the best out of all of them. I'm telling you guys, it'll bring the best out of all of them. Jacoby Walter, very fun in this episode too. Smiles and laughs and thumbs up and just being a goofball, but also looking very, very strong. And you see the part where the guy knocks him down, he gets back up and gets in his face, and then he dunks on him a little bit later on and gets in his face again. Yeah, just a fantastic open gym episode. I would say this, the star of the show is Coco. Coco, holy crap, man. James Wade, you're a badass. You are a badass, man. Did y'all see how Coco was coaching that Summer League team and what he was saying? I think we have some new sayings here. He's like, whatever y'all were eating at halftime, I want y'all to eat some more. Some of the shit he was saying was so good. He's like, I want you to get off your ass. I want you to get playing. I mean it. You've got a given talent. Look at you. You're a physical specimen. You better use that God-given talent that God gave you. I'm sure he's talking to Ulrich Shamshay. It's so good. Like Coco was so good and so motivating. I want to remember all his little lines. Like he's like this. Welcome to Orange Day, Green Day, whatever day. It doesn't matter. I'm colorblind anyway. It's like, James Wade, stop. Whoa. Is this guy is badass? And we have to remember, Coco, James Wade was not hired by Darko. He's not a Darko guy. Remember the way that James Wade got on our team is because of the WNBA game that came to Toronto when the Chicago Sky played the Minnesota Lynx in the Scotiabank Arena. James Wade had called Masai for advice on how to run the Sky as the GM years ago. And Masai was so impressed by that. And then James came with the Sky for that game and they got reacquainted. Then Masai said, I want to hire you to the Raptors right now. Darko had nothing to do with bringing James Wade in. James Wade is on this team because of Masai Ujiri. And in some ways, that's awesome. I think that this is like a kind of a hidden gem and kind of it really speaks to the testament of Darko in like fitting James in with everything, along with Jim Sand and Eric Curry, guys that were kind of on the team already. And, Coco's a gem. Seriously, watching that open gym episode yesterday and hearing James Wade, how he coaches and what he says to these guys, you can tell he's like a very effective coach. He's a motivator. He's funny. And he has crazy things he's going to say. And I love how open he was and like getting on them in the game and what he was saying to them. I was like, that's how you coach, y'all. That's how you coach. You saw how James Wade was coaching them at Summer League. That's how you coach. That's a good coach, James Wade. In fact, that episode yesterday of Open Gym is a great resume tape for James Wade to get a head coaching job in the NBA. I'm telling you right now. Because, man, and you know what? I had to go. I was like, man, I don't follow James Wade on Instagram. Why is that? I need to find him. So I found him, and he's private. He doesn't. You got a request to follow him. When I requested to follow him, and he gave me my request, so now I'm following James Wade in the Instagram stories, guys. because in some ways it's necessary after what I saw on Open Gym. Let's just say that. Let's just say that it's necessary. He was definitely the star of that episode. And if you notice, Darko was very limited in that Open Gym episode. It's kind of like you see Darko, in the group. You see he's present, he's accounted for, but he's not the center of things. James is coaching them, and James has to do the little enthusiastic jump that they always do at practice. And Darko does it with him, following his leadership. And then you just kind of see Darko lurking around and watching everything like a proud papa and kind of looking around. This is great. Good job, James, running this team. Good job. And you see him talk a little bit at the Magic show. We're saying this is all the stuff we're building for this year, guys, and stuff like that. But in some ways, Darko's not that prominent in this episode as James Wade. But you can see how Darko kind of is like the guy who's kind of the supervisor of everything. And that this is the ship that he runs. And that in some ways, James Wade got designated the captain as the head coach for the Summer League. But that's all under the umbrella of Darko's development and idea of the coaching organization. And and it's not like you can say Darko was not there and he just let James Wade do everything. No, he was there and he was watching it all at Vegas and keeping tabs on everything. He may not have been coaching the team when they got on the court because he was sitting over there with Bobby Webster and Keith Pelly and, talking to Bobby and Larry Tannenbaum. We see him in the episode for a second there with his wife. Taking in the, I love that. I want Larry, Larry, even though he's not the main deciding owner now, he's still an owner of the team, guys. He does have a percentage of ownership in the team, and he is still going to be involved in the Raptors and be seen publicly watching us and being involved. I mean, he loves the Raptors. Larry Tannenbaum loves the Raptors like I love the Raptors. And he's not going to go away just because he's not the primary decider for the Raptors' affairs at this point, and Ed Rogers is. So it's really kind of comforting to see Larry Tannenbaum in the Open Gym episode, seriously. But man, there's so much in that episode. There's so many little quotes. If I forgot something that you think was hilarious or awesome in the episode, bring it up and we'll talk about it. Also, the Raptors went to TFC yesterday. And this was very interesting what happened at TFC yesterday. We want to talk about that in a second. Trevor's saying the Blue Jays and the Yankees are still in first place. That's right. They're tied on the last day of the season, which is today. One more game out of all the crazy games that they play in the Major League Baseball season. The last day of the season is today. And the Yankees and the Blue Jays have the exact same record this morning. They both have one game left. And well, the scenarios are as simple as this. The Blue Jays have the tiebreaker. The Blue Jays can win, and they got it. That's all it. You control your own destiny, Toronto. So go out there and beat the Rays today. And then you are the American League East Division champions. And that's what you want, right? You want to be the American League East Division champions, pennant, and beat the Yankees. That's the thing. The Yankees have to win and y'all have to lose for them to make it. So don't have that scenario happen. Now, if if you lose and the Yankees lose too, well, you won the division then too because of the tiebreaker. So really, the Yankees have to depend on the Blue Jays to lose to have any chance to win today. So go on them, Blue Jays. You control your destiny. Beat the Rays today and get your American League East pennant that you've earned and deserve for this season. Don't drop the ball on the last day. We don't want to see a choke job. The percentages and the chances are on your side, Blue Jays. So get it done. Get it done. That's right. I see that Red Sox did make the postseason. So all three of the major juggernauts in the American League East are going to be in the postseason: Red Sox, Yankees, and Blue Jays. That's right. Isaac Campbell's here putting me on blast. Good to see the benevolent one. Isaac Campbell, my good friend. Thank you for shouting me out to Nardwar. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Sunday, Media Day tomorrow. That's right. Excitement personified. That's right. Getting a little giddy, getting a little happy, getting a little excited. That's right. I don't know. What should I do tomorrow, guys? Should I do live reaction to the Media Day during the day, or should we try and just do the regular schedules? Because I'm kind of like, I've done this in the past. They're kind of tedious and long. So maybe I won't. And maybe I'll just, although Tuesday is a trivia day. So it's kind of like, what do you do? Maybe I will do live react to Media Day as it's happening on the stream tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out how to handle this. Either way, y'all will either see me at 9:30 or during the Media Day. I'm not totally sure. We're going to have to figure it out. Maybe I put a poll up. Guys. All right, let's see. Do we do 9:30 tomorrow, or what do we do tomorrow? We do tomorrow. This is, in some ways, this is a democracy. So, all right, 9:30, or do we go on media day? Media day watch along. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put the poll up, and you guys can tell me what you think on this programming for tomorrow. Let's see. All right, where are we in the chat? All right, let me get back to the spot. Fiercely saying that open gym episode was amazing. Love the team bonding, how hungry they are to win, the team activity with the magician, seeing the vets present to support the youngsters. Yeah, it's a very much a whole team effort. All for one, one for all. The camaraderie on this team is amazing. You see the behind the scenes coaching with Coach Coco, telling them to repeat the mantras of like, I have your back today. We're going to get this win, team building. And honestly, the team building on our team is fantastic. The chemistry from the Grizzlies that Darko built there is in Toronto. I think that this Toronto team that we have for the Raptors right now may be the most together, most best chemistry Toronto Raptors team in the history of the whole entire franchise ever. Right now. I feel like as we're going more and more into the Darko era, we have gotten more and more chemistry. That's what the line graph would show. Going more and more as Rajakovic is our coach, the chemistry is just going up and up and up. And the connection and the good feelings and the playing for each other, the enthusiasm. It sounds like all these guys are anxious and excited, just like the fans, to see it. They are to do it. That these guys are like hungry and biting at the chomp for the season to start because they want to show the good hard work they've done this offseason. And they want to show how they are as a team and start succeeding as a team, because it's just like Colin said in the episode. He's like, look, these guys showing up to Vegas, the vets, like Fiercey's saying here, it shows a commitment and something special that they took the time to be here. All of them, nobody was absent. The whole entire team came to Vegas. Not a single prima donna on this team's bit above it that didn't come and get on a plane and come there. Everybody was there. Every single Raptor was there. Every single one. And that shows a commitment. And that makes Colin Murray Boyles excited, because it said these guys are serious about winning a championship. And that makes me want to play harder to help them get a championship. That's what I'm saying, man. Everything's looking really good with the Raptors for this year, guys. It's not I'm saying that we're going to win a championship. Down the road we will, but not this year. If we do win it this year, hallelujah. That'd be amazing. Why not? Raptors champions 2026. How's that sound? NBA champion Toronto Raptors 2026. Woo! Maybe that does sound good. Say it in existence, Lex. That's what we used to do, right? Yeah, say it in existence. I don't know. That's right. False. Fiercely saying chef's kiss. Jamal Shed challenging the vets to match their energy. Yeah, and Scotty loves this. Scotty loves this. Scotty loved hearing Jamal Shed say that in an open gym episode yesterday. I'll bet you. He's like, all right, Jamal, you and Jonathan come get us. He loves that. He loves that. He loves that. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I'm getting in that preseason hype. I know a lot of Raptor fans right around this time, they get really excited. And, in some ways, this is when I start to see my numbers grow, to get up higher, because people are going to start feeling that bug of excitement for the new Raptor season and what's possible. They're going to want to know what's going on. And, well, the Raptor Freak channel is your best place to come and get it all in the morning. In fact, let's go look at the Instagram stories right now. We got Yuta Watanabe. He is on staycation. That's right. Yuta is on staycation. I don't know where he is, but he's smiling real big. He's such a good guy. We love Yuta. He's so awesome. Jamal McGlur's at some sort of BMX bike competition. They're throwing bikes at this guy in the air, and he's catching them, and he's flipping around, and he's landing on it. Amazing. That's amazing, Jamal McGlure. What is this BMX stuff? Chris Boucher is in a boat. He's saying, with God, all is possible. He's riding around in a boat. He got baptized last Sunday, and he's talking about God, all is possible this Sunday. That's right. And then he's also cruising around at night in a car in Boston, Massachusetts, because that's where he plays now. Our guy, Slim Duck. It's going to be tough to see, man. But, yeah, he's riding around in Boston. It looks dark there and weird. Weird and dark in Boston. Let's see. Jamal Shed's got more fans that wear his jersey that are very young. That's what's going on there. All right, here we go. This is Sandro Mamu. He's got a goat on the screen, and it's Lionel Messi, guys. Sandro at TFC yesterday. BMO Field was one of the stops on the Lionel Messi retirement tour because the man's playing his last season for Inter Miami. And well, Miami came to play TFC last night. And I don't know if people in Toronto knew this because the crowd don't look filled out. You got to go and see a legend like this when you can in Toronto with the last tour of Messi. Well, the Raptors were there in full effect, man. In fact, 12 out of the 21 training camp rosters were at the TFC game yesterday to see Lionel. Emmanuel Quickly was a special ambassador who got to wear a TFC jersey on the court and give the game ball to the game, which was really cool. But yeah, I can tell you exactly the 12 that were at the game and the 9 that weren't. And I'm guessing that because Darko is a big soccer fan, he was probably somewhere at that game too, watching Messi. I mean, if you get that last chance to see a GOAT in his sport, you want to go see him. But some of the Raptors don't care about soccer. And Scotty Barnes is one of them. He wasn't there. He doesn't. He doesn't. He said that on Twitch. He said, I don't care about soccer. Soccer is not a sport I'm into. So, yeah, he wasn't that thrilled to go see Messi, but a lot of the Raptors were. And Sandro Mamu was very excited to see Messi yesterday, being a man from Georgia. He was very happy. He's also apparently Sandro's got the NBA paint shirt, guys. He's got the logo, the goofy, childish logo, and he's wearing the shirt around. So he's embracing being a Raptor. He has been really embracing being a Raptor. I think it has been kind of on the down low, a team that Sandro Mamu was like, man, I want to play for Toronto one day. I think that that's a cool franchise and city. And I think that he's really loving being on the Raptors. I think partly it's because he's with his old high school teammate, RJ. And also, you guys don't know this, but he played in college with Jared Rhoden, too, at Seton Hall. So he has a friendship with Jared Rhoden also beyond this team. So, yeah, he's wearing an NBA paint shirt, y'all. So if you guys want to go get your shirt, the NBA paint like Sandro Mamu, Jared Rhoden is all praises to God for his re-signing with the Raptors. Welcome back, Jared. Good hard work gets paid off. And Jared, in his recent interview this summer, saying it's like, look, I can't control what's going to happen. And so I just control what I can. And it doesn't matter if I score 30 or I don't start or I don't play. I'm going to the gym the next day anyway. And I'm putting in that work every day, regardless, because that's what I can control. And that's what I'm going to do. And it's not about winning or losing. It's just me becoming better every day. And that falls in line with Darko's philosophies of 1% and getting better every day and win the day kind of stuff. So, yeah, Jared Rhoden, really, like I said, it was the injury that kind of made a tough decision to waive him at a certain point this year. But he's healthy now, and he's going to be coming into training camp to try and get that spot. So, yeah, and there's a picture of him and AJ Lawson from the game yesterday. Jared was at the game watching Messi. And there's a picture of him with AJ, and Jared's posted it. And in some ways, these are the two guys. In some ways, they're good buddies. They played together last year a lot, but they know the deal here. There's one spot, and they've got to go for it, both of them. And in some ways, they're in competition for it. It sucks, but to the best man win. And in some ways, there's an honor between Rhoden and Lawson that I appreciate. There is. They're both wearing TFC jerseys. So that shows you right there they're on the same team, even if there's only one spot they get. Jacoby Walter is so cool, man. Some people were saying this about Jacoby in the picture, the group picture of everybody at the game yesterday. He's looking like young Michael Jeffrey. Yeah. Yeah. You know that his name is partly Michael influence too. You know, Jacoby, the Ja is Jordan. There is Jordan Kobe is what his name is supposed to be, right? He's supposed to be a mishmash of Michael and Kobe. Now, some people are getting upset on Reddit. They're saying we should stop calling him Kobe because Jamal Shed calls him Kobe. No, what are you talking about? He's got to use that name. It's not a disservice to Kobe Bryant. It is an honor to Kobe Bryant if Jacoby Walter is called Kobe. That he's earned that name. That's his nickname. If his nickname is Kobe and his nickname is Maul, you let them be Maul and Kobe. You don't get in the way of that. That man, in some ways, this is a thing. I'm going to say this about Jacoby Walter right now. If you have the audacity to have the name of Kobe Bryant as your name, you better be damn good, because most people are going to laugh at your ass for even being associated with Kobe Bryant. That's why, in some ways, what Jacoby Walter is doing in his life is more important and it's more difficult because there's more stress on him. Because it's like almost like, hey, you're Michael Jeffrey Jordan Jr. You're playing in the league. You have a lot of stress. And did we see Jordan Jr. go in the league? No, he didn't, because the pressure's too high, Bronny James. So I'm just saying, he's putting this pressure on himself, being Kobe, Jacoby. In some ways, that's a brand that he has to live up to. So look, if Jacoby Walter can have the nickname Kobe, and he earns it because he plays in a certain level, all power to him. Seriously. So don't get mad, Raptors fans that say, oh, Kobe is a sacred nickname and it should only be for Bryant. No. No, this man is in honor of him. And in some ways, he's living, going on of Kobe Bryant in the ways that he's trying to do what he does. But some people are noting in the picture that Jacoby's looking like Michael. Like he's very Michael Jordan looking in his face. Some people have said that Anthony Edwards is very Jordan-esque in some of his physical ways, his face, and maybe some of the things he does on the court. Well, Jacoby Walter has that too, in a degree. Yeah, he's got a little bit of Jordan-esque in his face. You can see it. But this picture's so fun. It's so fun. I love seeing Grady and Ulrich sitting together at the BMO game, because in some ways, the conversations between young Grady from Wichita and young Ulrich from Cameroon, they've got to be so interesting. Seriously, because Grady's funny and Ulrich is probably funny too. And they could probably cut up and make all kinds of jokes. I'm telling you, there may be a buddy cop movie in this. Dick and Ulrich and Dick, or Dick and Dick, or Private Dicks. That's what they could call the movie. Private Dicks, and it'll be Grady and Ulrich Shamshay as a buddy cop movie. I think that would be a really good movie for some reason. I don't know why. Of course, Jared Roden's in the picture, but Jacoby's covering him up. Norman Powell, what's he doing? Never tell them how bad you want it. Just it will show in the work. There you go. All right. Understand the grind. Jamison Battle at the game, watching Messi, posting it. AJ Lawson posting it. BMO Field in his hometown, watching a GOAT play on the pitch. And I'm pretty sure Miami won. Savannah Hamilton has the news that Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve was suspended for the game today due to her conduct and comments about the referees in the last game in the WNBA playoffs. Very, very crazy. Scotty's friend, Jay Simpson, is taking pictures of Toronto streets. And so he's in Toronto spending time with Scott before Scott starts the season. So he's got his guys around town right now, hanging out, getting that last little fun time before the journey starts tomorrow. When they go to Media Day tomorrow, and then they get on that plane tomorrow afternoon and fly to Calgary and begin their training camp for this season. That's awesome. But yeah, good to see Jay Simpson in Toronto, hanging out with Scott. Coco Wade, I'm following him now. It's go time. And he's got the footage of him yelling at them. It's like whatever the fuck y'all ate in the locker room, I want y'all to eat some more of that. It's so good. It's like there may be some lines like cock that joint and banged on him from Coco Wade's open gym, guys. These may need to be lines that go into the annals, go into the annals, don't say that. Go into the annals of Raptors history and great quotes. Some James Coco Wade quotes from Open Gym Summer League. These are going to have to go historically into the book. I think we need to remember these. And I think that Raptors fans at Raptors games need to just say them sometimes, just for fun. Whatever you're eating, eat some more. All that stuff. I'm telling you, these are epic highlights and epic quotes from James Wade from the Open Gym yesterday. Amazing stuff. So good, so good. I guess his son was playing soccer. He's at a soccer game watching them kick the ball around, the little ball around. That's what Wade was not at the BMO field. He was watching a different GOAT play. And that GOAT's probably got the last name Wade as well as him. So, yeah, that's fun stuff. Always love seeing the Raptors coaches, kids participating in different fun stuff. But, yeah, James Wade, you're a legend as of yesterday. I'm sorry. You just are. And if you're watching the Raptor Freak stream for the first time today because I followed you on Instagram yesterday, welcome, Coach. I come here every morning and enthusiastically talk you guys up. Just call me a Flavor Flav of sorts for the Toronto Raptors. I'm going to hype you up. And in some ways, you know what? I'll tell you right now, this man needs to get a head coaching job in the NBA at some point. That's right. He's also celebrating the Owls win. The Owls in college football, Kennesaw State. Owls winning their football game yesterday. Let's see what else we got. Open Gym is on blast on the Raptors official admin. Check it out. And they were also talking about Jared Roden. Yeah, on there too. All right, there's your Instagram stories for this morning. Coco Wade, he is the star of the day because of his open gym. Holy crap, that's so good. All right, 930 is winning right now. 57% saying just go 930, Lex. See, the thing is, if I do the media day reaction, that stream could end up turning into being like a 3 or 4 hour Lexathon. You know, in some ways, we should just watch it separately. It's like, it's tough. Why are you going to watch me and watch the interviews at the same time? No, you'd be distracted. You don't want to listen to me first. So I think 930 probably is the best time. We'll just come in the morning. We'll do a regular Monday morning. And then, I'll do the reaction to the media day with the trivia on Tuesday. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll make the trivia about the media day. I'm telling you guys right now. So you better pay close attention to the media day because I may do quotes and I'll have to ask. You have to know who person said this on media day. That may be the trivia. I just gave the format away right now. I shouldn't have done that. I should have shut up. Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. I'm fiercely saying chef's kiss, Jamal Shed challenging the vets to match their energy. Yeah. This is what we want. We want them to push each other. And the Raptors have so much talent this year. There's going to be some pushing. That's right. Kaz saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning to Kaz. Trevor's saying some of the young players were at TFC yesterday. Not some of the young players, a lot of the team. Most of the team was there. We can go over the list of who was there and who wasn't real quick. Who was at the game, at the TFC game yesterday? Jamison Battle, Ulrich Shamshay, Grady Dick, AJ Lawson, Sandro Mamu, Elijah Martin, Colin Murray Boyles, Emmanuel Quickley, Jared Roden, Olivier Sarr, Jamal Shed, and Jacoby Walter. And who was not at the game, at least not on the pictures, Oshai Abaji, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Jonathan Mobo, Yakapel, David Roddy, and Garrett Temple were the guys I did not see at the game. And, for whatever reasons. So, yeah. So most of the team was there. 12 out of 21 were at the TFC game yesterday. That's right. 12 out of 21. They want to see Messi. That's right. Fiercely saying Scotty is him. All around great energy and giddiness. You can indeed see he's in a good place. Yeah, this is what we want to see. I mean, it's been this way growing ever since he became a Raptor. His enthusiasm and his embracing of being the franchise face and being that leader for our team has been exemplary. He's been a 10 out of 10 as far as I'm that guy, I'm that leader, and I'm going to be the hub of sunshine that's going to emanate to all you guys, and we're going to be better because I'm this kind of leader. I love the leader Scott is. I think that Scotty is the perfect kind of leader to have an NBA team. He's just a godsend, y'all. It's not only that Scotty is a great all-around player that can play all kinds of things all on the court, everything. He can do everything on the court. He's also just a special kind of leader that is very rare, too. It's amazing that we got that combo in him. Seriously. It's so amazing and so special. Seriously. Selflessness and ultimate talent to do anything on the court. And just an extremely good role model, an extremely good team builder, an extremely good friend and teammate. Man, I love Scott. Scott, thank you. Thank you for being you. And thank you to the West Palm Beach boys that have loved the Raptors so much. You've embracing them and coming in, just like Jonathan said, I love the Raptors. I know Scotty does too. And you know what? We're going to go with this. And this is fantastic job, Open Gym. Once again, fantastic job. That's right. Fiercely saying Shed recognized Coco's acumen with his coaching experience in WNBA title. Yeah. James Wade has a WNBA championship as a coach and a GM with the Chicago Sky. He is a championship coach in the WNBA. He ran that team. He was both roles. He was the GM and the coach the year they won the championship. So it's a big deal. And James Wade is a dynamic personality. He's a winner. And it's crazy. It's kind of like the serendipitousness of him being on the roster as one of our coaches because of his connection to Masai. Remember, this is not a guy that Darko handpicked. This is somebody that came and Masai kind of introduced him to Darko. And Darko's like, you know what? I love this guy. Yeah, I want him to be on my staff. And if you've noticed, Darko has not changed his staff at all the whole time he's had it since he came here. He got the picks right the first time. Vin, Mike Batiste, Evo, Mary, all them, the same coaches every year. They must be doing things right. Pat Delaney, Jama Mahalea, all them coming in. It's like, yeah, these are my coaches, and I trust them. These are my people. We work really well together. They must be working real well together because ain't no turnover. You seen changing any of these coaches around? Nope. The same coaches coming back this year from last year. Same coaches. They must be real tight, and they must be working real well. And that's how Darko does things. That's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying right there. That's right. James saying, didn't Quickly have a decent last year other than the injuries? He averaged around 17 points per game. Yeah. I think that it's just, last year was the most injured year in Emmanuel Quickly's life ever, at whatever level. He'd never been this hurt and had such different injuries. At the beginning of the year, he had like 3 different injuries before December. It's crazy. It's annoying. In some ways, that's, as much as we're waiting for Brandon Ingram to show up and see what the fit is like, we've been waiting really a lot of different ways for Emmanuel to show up. And that's not Emmanuel's fault. I love Emmanuel, but I don't want it to be this weird thing where he was never totally available and for long stretches so that we never really got to understand him. And then all of a sudden he's traded because it's just, that's how the NBA is. I want to see him stay healthy this year and really, really get a good run of time with the team and be able to really, really see the fit. And as much as we got to see Ingram in the fit, there's a lot of Quickly in the fit we still got to understand too. But I love Quickly. Everything in theory about Quickly is amazing for us, and I want to keep him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I can see writing on the wall where Shed may be stepping into his spot in the next few years because he's just like that. He's just like that. In some ways, Shetty is looking a lot like Freddie and Kyle as far as he's just that kind of floor leader that we may need to be a starter at some point. We're just going to see. No rush with it, but I want to give Emmanuel a good chance with his health being good to really show us what he can do. Because here's the thing, Emmanuel, what he needs to do is make a maxi leap. He needs to make a maxi leap. And this year, I want to see him make a maxi leap. He's not wasting his life putting all this time in the gym and being Emmanuel Quickly and doing what he's doing to not try and make a maxi leap this year. Because Maxey in some ways is a prototype for what you could do, Emmanuel. You guys are very similar. And in some ways, Tyrese Maxey, the way he jumped up for the Sixers a couple years ago, we want to see that happen with you this year. And in some ways, then it's like, wow, okay, Quickly is consistently doing this at a Maxey level now for the Raptors. In some ways, Shed, you got to be the backup still for a while because this guy's just so good. That's what I want to see, honestly. I think it's inevitable Jamal Shed will be the starting point guard of the Raptors at some point. But let's not put it too soon. Let's let Quickly have his run and build himself up to an all-star level here in Toronto first. That's what I want to see right there. Yeah. Yeah, Fiercely saying, speaking of WNBA, the 2 coaches recently fired, Quinn and Brondello, it would be nice to have one of them for the Toronto Tempo. Murmurs expansion franchises may hire them. That would make sense, right? These are coaches that just were on different teams, right? I don't even know what teams they were coaching. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, it's going to be exciting to see who the Tempo hire for their first ever head coach of their franchise. And, well, it could very well be one of these coaches. You're right. You're right. This is exactly right. That's the right kind of thinking, Fiercey. I think so, yeah. Fiercey saying, yes, at James, IQ's season was not bad despite his injuries, but I see what Lex is saying. Shed is a dog and takes his place. He's on to become a starter. It's just a thing where it's like Shed is such a vocal guy, and he's just such a leader. And in some ways, he sets a tone. I mean, I want him to be in that Freddie role still for a while, but as Van Vliet went from back up to starter eventually, we could see this. Could there even be a world where we have a small 2-guard lineup at the backcourt with Shed and Quickly together, kind of like Lowry and Van Vliet? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really like that look completely, but we've done it before. It could be something that happens for a little while again. Who knows? Who knows? Fiercely saying, Coco said, whatever you ate, eat that shit again. He's so good, man. He's so good. James Wade, you're a legend now. You're a Raptors legend. I knew you were a Raptors legend on the down low behind the scenes already, but I'm glad that it's been exposed now. Exactly what this man says to the players is amazing. It's amazing. And I'm sure that the contrasts and the styles of the coaches on the Raptors are fun. You know, you may have Evo. Evo's a technician. He's probably more like going over shooting style with Grady and Jacoby more than anything. He's like kind of a technician. He's very serious. He's very dry, kind of no nonsense kind of guy. And he's kind of, let's be serious. Then you got Jama. Jama's like loving, cuddly, fun personality, always smiling, keeping the spirits up. Really, really smart guy, Canadian. Also, really like just a breath of sunshine wherever he goes. And you got a guy like Pat Delaney with his accent. Hey, guys, come on, bring it in here. Bring it in here. You got him. Then you got a legend like Mike Batiste, who's absolutely an international basketball legend, who has all kinds of respect, but in also some ways, he's a tough, big guy. And in some ways, if you notice, when Jacoby got in that little fracas at Summer League, who was coming from the bench real quick, Mike Boulders or Batiste. He's running over there real quick. They all have different things. And you got Vin, you got Eric Curry, Jim Sand. These guys all have different kind of energies and personalities as coaches. And I love the way Darko melds them together as a unit and gets the best out of his coaching staff. These guys are not wasting their time. He's not going to keep loose people around just to have around on the thing, Castleberry. No. There's none of this shit going on. They're all pulling their weight. And they're all doing different things to help Darko run this ship. It's meticulous. And there's no wasted energy. They really do like get to the point where they're like, Raptors, we want you to work on this and this for your off season. Specifically, Scotty, this, and this. Grady, this, and this. RJ, this, and this. There's no wasted instruction. There's no wasted time. There's no wasted assistant coach just sitting in the corner waiting for Darko to tell them what to do. No, they all know what they need to do, and they're going and doing it, and they're busy all the time. They're busy all the time. Jim Sand knows what he's supposed to be doing. Eric Curry knows what he's supposed to be doing. Mary's Andrade knows what she's supposed to be doing. That's what organization means. Organize. Get it all organized and be running a tight ship, and Darko does that as the head coach of this team. We need to understand this, y'all. There's different levels of organization and having your imprint on what everything is going and all the cogs and the clockwork and the wheels of the team. And some teams don't have as effective communication or as effective duties done by all the assistant coaches. Some of them assistant coaches just sitting around being like, what do I do next, coach? Oh, you need to take Brandon Miller in there and show him some video. Okay, coach. Okay, show him some video. All right, what are we showing him? You mean you don't know? No, there's none of this shit going on. These coaches are on it. And Darko's got them all in the right kind of things and doing the right things at all the right times. And that's the thing right there. We know he's designating people to do different things. And these guys are awesome. They're different personalities. Coco Wade. How can you not love James Coco Wade after yesterday? Come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on now. That's right. That's right. Mischief's here. Good to see the baseman. Blue Jays won an important game yesterday. Today is the last game of the season, 3 p.m. start. But most important game, a must-win to win the conference for the first. Let's go. I'm looking forward to NBA to start soon, too. Yeah, me too, Jay, for sure. Yeah, very huge Blue Jays game today. Don't mess it up, Gosman. We need you to have a really good pitching game, and we need the Blue Jays to win against the Rays today and claim the American East pennant. Just claim it. It's yours to take, Toronto. Go get it today, Vladdy. That's what I'm saying right now. That's right. Fiercely saying James Wade's summer league stint more successful than Pat Delaney. Different coaching styles and the players connected better. Well, no offense to Pat Delaney, but in some ways, this was the group is special, and I think there's also a little bit to it about. Let's just put it this way, like Bobby said in the press conference last week, Darko's had 2 summers of development now. So this is like the second buildup of development with the players. And also we got to give a lot of credit to the very, very good rookie class from last year, the 5 guys, along with 3 good rookies this year, and just a top-notch, really badass summer league roster. When we went to summer league this summer, I was saying our team is not like the other summer league teams because most of our summer league roster played on the Raptors last year. And that was a big, big reason why Coco had more success than Pat Delaney last year, because Pat Delaney had a bunch of green five guys that were green, named Jacoby, Jonathan, Jamal, and Jamison and Ulrich. But they have all 1 year under their belt this year. And then you bring in defensive talents like Murray Boyles, Martin, and Hepburn. Nah, it was set up for James Wade to be way more successful than Pat Delaney. But that's not. It's just different years and different places where players are. Jacoby is way better this summer than the first summer he played summer league. Way better. That's right. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Fiercely saying that Lex saying, hang on, don't drop the ball, Blue Jays. No pun. Yeah, don't drop the ball. Definitely catch the ball at first and get the out, please. Yeah, no pun intended. That's right. James saying, Lex, which players do you see take the biggest jump from the Raptors this season? In some ways, it's not even really who takes the biggest jump. It's just who's showing up for the first time and doing something that we hadn't seen done, and that's Brandon. Once again, Ingram's going to have a huge impact on our team, guys. And I don't think that Raptors Nation really understands how huge the impact's going to be. Huge. Like, I've been trying to tell people. I told Steve this summer, Stevie Roots, one of my best friends, a guy I worked with at the Air Canada Center around 2000, 2001. I said, Steve, you guys are sleeping. You don't understand just how good Brandon is and just how much he's going to make our team so good. Think about Kawhi. Think about Vince. The level of play that Kawhi Leonard brought to our team and Vince Carter back in the day. This is the type of player he is. We've had 3 players in this league, in this team, that are like this in our history. And Brandon is number 3. I would say Kawhi's number 1 for most overpowering, can do whatever he wants on the court, and will control the game. Kawhi is number 1 in the Raptors history, and that perfect year that he played for us. Vince is probably second as far as taking over and just putting his will on the game. And Brandon may be second after this in a second. He may be second or third. He could actually surpass Vince for being that kind of overpowering talent that can control the game like that. That's what I'm trying to get across to Raptors fans. So it's not necessarily a jump from anybody from anywhere else on the roster. It's just Brandon showing up and adding what he is to our team. It's going to be insane. If you want a jump person, well, Emmanuel could be that jump guy. I could see Emmanuel making a huge jump this year and everybody being like, holy crap, he's with Tyrese Maxey. It may be even better than Maxey. Maybe even better than Maxey. I'm sure Quickly loves Maxey, and he gets compared to him all the time, and he might get sick of it. But I'll bet your money right now, Emmanuel Quickly on the download wants to be better than his friend Tyrese. And then if he can be, he will be. Grady Dick's another good candidate to have a big jump this year. It depends on whether he can be consistent night in, night out. That's what Bobby said on Friday. If Grady Dick can be consistent, well, we could see a jump from him. So those are the names I think of first. Those 3 right there, as far as possibilities with quote unquote a jump. Fiercely saying media day watch along. I like to read the comments and go on my positiveness crusade when idiots write stupid stuff, but I may miss it tomorrow. Major surgery scheduled at 12. Jeez. Well, I hope your surgery goes well. And yes, media day will be going on when your surgery's on. So you know what? We've got saying 50%. Wow, we're right at half now. Well, if it is going to be 50% at the end of it, I'll make the deciding vote at the end of the vote. But if you guys still have a chance to vote for how we're going to do the stream tomorrow. Let's see. I'm leaning more towards not doing it during the media day and just doing the normal time. Especially, if people like Fiercey has a surgery in the middle of the day. I want to know what's going on with Cool Cat. She's been in the hospital, and Fiercey's having a surgery tomorrow. I hope it's nothing serious. Send prayers and good luck vibes, fam. I hope so. I'm feeling all that stuff towards you, MJ. All the good energy, all the healing vibes, all the prayers. Everything goes smoothly and everything is perfect for you tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. That's right. James is saying it too. Hope everything goes well. Kaz is saying it too. Hope everything goes well for you, MJ. Thank you, guys. Trevor's saying, looking forward to media day tomorrow. See what these guys are talking about less than a week before Raptors basketball. That's right. Seymour Pape and Calgary people, get ready. Friday is the open practice. And you guys can go to the practice and watch Scotty and them play and practice a scrimmage Raptors versus Raptors. It's such a great yearly event, the last day of training camp, where they do an open scrimmage in front of the public. And Seymour Pape has got a Raptor Freak shirt, and hopefully Scotty will remember. I'll send him another message in the next couple of days and say, somebody's going to yell Raptor Freak at you. Go take a picture with them, Scott, if you can, like he did for Tom Duke over in BC. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Wayne's here. Good morning to Wayne. Morning, Raptor Freaks. Happy to see Roden back in the mix. We're grooming a solid list of young talent. I agree. Yeah, Roden's got a fair shot. He's got a fair shot. Like I said, I don't really see Roddy and Sar as real threats to get that last spot. But who knows? Maybe David Roddy is going to do something crazy in preseason and be like, holy shit, David Roddy. I don't see Olivier Sarr doing it, though. I don't see him doing it. I mean, once again, those guys are Exhibit 10s, and their path towards the Raptors is towards Mississauga, and they may be running around on the 905 this year. David Roddy could be this year's Eugene Marui or Justice Winslow. And, Olivier Sarr is not a bad big to have on the G League level if he's going to be showing up there. So I really do see it as a two-man battle in the training camp battle this fall between Jared Roden of Seton Hall and A.J. Lawson of South Carolina. And, well, as I said, I'm very publicly saying this is no disrespect to Jared Roden. I respect your talent. I think you're an amazing guy. I think in a perfect world, we'd have a spot for you on the Raptors somewhere. But I got to go Canadian on this, man. If this is an era of a tariff war, well, we got to pick the Canadian product. And that's why I would say A.J. Lawson, especially since he's in an OVO advertising campaign right now, that that last spot should go to our Canadian guy from Brampton. I mean, you guys are similar. There's a lot of similarities. There's a little bit of difference. You get more speed and a little bit more litheness with AJ, and maybe a little more strength and a little bit more defensive tenacity with Roden. But they're very similar kind of players in some ways as far as like their biometric ups and downs as far as whether they're going to be consistent or not. Either one of them can be high volume, low efficiency, or they can be low volume, high efficiency. It just depends on different nights and stuff like that. AJ was much worse with high volume, low efficiency when he was on Long Island Nets, but he's cleaned it up a lot in the year since he's been around the Raptors organization. And Jared Roden, he understands the assignment. In fact, he said it recently in an interview that he knows that if he plays really well, he'll get what he wants. And so he has to try and play really well. But he can be honest with himself, and he knows if he plays like shit, well, then the outcome happens how it happens. So he's going to give it his best shot in preseason and in training camp. And we'll just, as we say, let the best man win. Let the best man win. That's right. UC's here. Good morning, Raptor Freak UC. Good to see you back in the chat, man. Good morning, Raptor Gang. I haven't felt these good vibes before a season starts since 2020. Hopefully it turns out better than how that season ended. 2020, you mean like the year before Tampa? You mean like the year that we had our best record before the COVID struck and we had to close the season, and the Raptors were on top of the NBA world at that time as defending NBA champions and the best team in the league, and then Rudy Gobert grabbed the mic or something like that. This is very promising vibes around this team right now. There is a lot of really good energy, and there's a lot of good promise. Now, once again, this stream today is all about expectations. I would tell everybody, let's just go with the flow. Let's see how it all pans out, and you can adjust your expectations as the season goes on. Now, you can make a blanket statement right now and just say, oh, we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to have 50 wins, and that's fine. If you want to do that, go ahead. But just like Bobby kind of said on Friday, he's going to be reacting in the moment. He's not going to anticipate. He's not going to prejudge. He's not going to think about things ahead of when he has to. And when he has to, then he'll go with his contingency plans and his already methodical, thought out for every scenario kind of things for the protocol of decisions that he'll make. And that may very well have to do with extensions for Abaji and Barrett. That may very well have to do with certain particular players and certain particular possibilities for trades and different things like that. We'll just have to see. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, and we're just going to have to see. But you see, yeah, I feel this. The energy and the vibes for the team are very, very strong, and I feel really good. Like, I think we're all very excited to get this season started. We really are. Fiercely saying, I keep forgetting Roddy is with the team. Yeah. We'll just have to see. He's a tough-nosed, shorter player, and I don't know what he's done. I mean, if he had played in summer league, I'd have more to gauge on what's going on with him. But he didn't play at summer league. He was too old, and I guess they didn't see the value in putting him out there and running him around with AJ Lawson and all them. But in some ways, I would be able to gauge David Roddy better if he had played in Vegas. But he didn't. He just showed up and sat on the sidelines with the vets. So we'll just have to see. We'll hear stories this week coming up from the reporters like Grange and Smith and Lewinberg about what they're seeing at training camp, and they'll give us little reports. And then, in preseason, when they actually play preseason games, we'll see it ourselves. So that's the whole thing right there. That's right. That's right. Wayne's saying all the best to Fiercey. Being vulnerable is part of the process of execution and recovery. Yeah. Well, God willing, everything is smooth, and 10 out of 10 perfect surgery, that the procedure that Fiercey's getting. James saying, Lex, does this team beat the 2019 Raptors before we got Kawhi? No, you can't do this, man. It's not fair, because the acumen and the level of veteranness on our Raptors team when we won the championship was just on another level. And you got to think about what that team was and where they've grown to and where they are now. People like Norman, OG, Chris, Pascal, Fred. No, we can't do this. Let's not compare our championship year to anybody, any Raptors team until they win a championship. Let's do that. When we win our second championship with Scotty Barnes, then let's take that roster at that time and we'll compare it to 2019. But I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it now. It's not fair to current guys. It's not fair. I'm going to say, yeah, the 2019 team's the best, obviously, because they won the championship. Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, hello. Danny Green, hello. Kyle Lowry, hello. That's a very good team. That Raptors championship team is really, really good. It's underrated at the time. And more time goes on, people see just how badass that team was, because these guys have gone on to bigger and better things even after the championship. So, yeah, we can't do this, James. It's not fair to Scotty and them right now. It's not fair to them. That's right. Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Rapid Free Crew. Good morning to you, Cool Cat. I hope you're doing good. She's saying Shed is a confident dog to the core. Bobby did allude to internal competition at every position. That's the best thing for teams. That's the best thing for teams, is to have the competition inside. But it has to be healthy and non-toxic. And it has to be supportive, even if it's kind of like, yeah, you're playing better than me. And that's sad, because I want to be in that spot. But you know what? Congratulations. I'll be a bigger sport. And I'll be like, yeah, I recognize you're just a badass. Wow, you did amazing. I'm losing my spot, though. It's important. Iron sharpens iron, right? Let's see. Thank you to Wayne. James is saying AJ Lawson can plug in third string guard if we are experiencing injuries. Yeah. Get you some buckets off the bench. AJ's a very reliable player in a couple different ways. He's a great player for backup point guard. He can even play a little bit of backup point guard. Of course, he's really good at picking up the pace up and down the court. If you want a high tempo, fast game, AJ Lawson's a great player to have on the court. And his defense has gotten better too in the last year. He's really focused on honing in on defense. A lot of the work he did in 905 with Andrew Jones was really, really getting on his defensive stuff and just being a hound and being annoying, like a lot of the Raptors players are now. Jacoby Walter, Chucky Hepburn. These guys are annoying. They're dogs. And AJ Lawson is one of those hounding dogs that can hound people. He's a greyhound out of the dog pound, but he is still a dog that can hound people on defense. And I like that. Yeah, get you some buckets off the bench. That's right. Milbester is hyped because today is the last day of Major League Baseball today for the 6th day in a row this week, and it's still not over, Lex. That's right. Goes right down to the wire. Last day of the season, Milbester. But the great thing is Blue Jays control their own destiny, and the Yankees don't. So it's like y'all have to hope we lose. That's the only way y'all get a chance. So Blue Jays, control what you can. It's up to you. You win the game, you win the pennant. And that's it right there. That's it right there. Yeah. Rays better win today. Nope, Milbester, nope. You got a strike just for that. That's right. That's right. He's saying Jays and Yankees are still tied. Yep, I know. I went over this already. We talked about this like 10, 15 minutes ago already. All right, let's see the straight goods on Canadian goods, guys. Y'all need some pasta. You need some pasta. I always say pasta. I always said pasta, but I grew up in the States. Up here, they call it pasta, right? Pasta? Which one's right? Pasta or pasta? Should I make another poll? I don't know. I've called it pasta when I was growing up, but my cousin calls it pasta, and I don't totally get that. Either way, Itala Pasta is a family-owned and operated Canadian company founded in 1989. It produces high-quality pasta products made with 100% Canadian wheat in Brampton, Ontario. Talking about AJ Lawson. So if you see Ital Pasta, that's a great Canadian company. Then you're supporting Canadian economy if you're buying Ital Pasta. So buy Canadian, all goods, buy Canadian. That's what I'm saying right now. Support your economy. And yeah, the economy went up in Canada in the third quarter. Third quarter job reports saying that the economy is strong in Canada and that job growth happened and that things are going up here. There you go. There you go. Right there. Boom goes a dynamite. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Trevor's saying, if this team starts kicking ass this season, I'm going to go to 80% of the games. Me and my friends will be watching and supporting. So Trevor's saying, if the team is really good, he's going to get on the road with them and follow them around in the United States. Man, you better come to Canada. If you're coming up here, you better tell us, and we better do a cookout. I'm telling you right now, you're going to go to 80% of their games. That means you're going to be in Toronto. Seriously. And now, Trevor, if you're going to be in Toronto, you better have a ability to have a Raptor Freak hangout with us. Seriously. Because that's the thing, man. You can go to 80% of their games. They play 50 of them at home. So that may mean you're going to be coming to Toronto. You just that's what you just said. Wayne's saying expectations are positive for playoff execution. 82 games to play. We will be losing winnable games, be flat some nights, fight hard, and lose some. Overall, we will win more games. Let's go Raptors. It's just the NBA Odyssey is the NBA 82-game season. And, well, with the in-season tournament, play-in tournament, all kinds of different added bells and whistles. You know, they have a rivalry week this year where they're going to have Rivals Week where the Raptors will play their rival or something like that. I don't know. Or you can play the Sixers that week. I don't even know who our rivalry game is. It was the Warriors in the past. Either way, you know, the NBA season is a long, arduous journey. It's a month. It's a half-year journey. It's a long-ass journey. And we start tomorrow. And in some ways, you know, it's going to be exciting. There'll be the ups and downs. And hopefully we'll see a lot of success. In some ways, we want to maximize the opportunity of success by putting ourselves in the place to be having the best chance for success. And that's by doing everything we practiced and executed and drilled into our skulls and how we're trying to do things as a team and Darko's vision and what we're trying to do and put it into practice, not in theory. Bring it out of theory and put it into practice with Brandon Ingram healthy. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's a fun ride. At the top of the roller coaster, we just start in the ride. And we've got to go around another round of the 82-game season of the NBA. And I'm excited. And like I said, we looked at the schedule. The schedule is very fair this year. And I feel like the Raptors have a good chance to get in a good rhythm during the season with a mix of good and bad teams that they're playing at different times of the year. It's so much better than last year. Last year's schedule was totally rigged against them. It was kind of messed up. I'm not going to lie. Last year's schedule was so wrong in a lot of different ways. Milbester's saying, but Lex, I will say this about the Jays. All right, he wants to keep talking baseball. They really need to win today. I know. And if they win today, they just win. And it doesn't matter what the Yankees do. It's like the Blue Jays are the game that matters. The Yankees could win and the Blue Jays win. And it don't matter the Yankees win. That's what I'm saying right there. Kevin Gausman, their best pitcher, is starting today. That's right. I did say that on the stream already. If they lose and the Yankees win, yeah, you know what? Whatever. Milbester, get the hell out of here with your MLB. The Raptors and training camp is starting tomorrow. We care about that. Blue Jays will play their game today and win the pennant, and it'll be all said and done with. And you come back here tomorrow and you say, yeah, you guys won. Congratulations. Thank you. That's what I want, all right? No more Blue Jays baseball talk. No more, Yankee fan. No more. Let the games happen this afternoon. And come back and see me tomorrow, and we'll talk about it then. All right? That's right. Trevor J. saying Adam Silver wants the Euro team to take part in the in-season tournament. You know, Adam Silver said some crazy-ass shit recently. He said this. He says that he doesn't see any problem with NBA teams playing in Europe as part of the schedule. That part of his vision for internationalizing the NBA and putting it in Europe is that the NBA franchises will go over to Europe and play the European teams as part of their schedule. He let that cat out of the bag. Like, that's cool. I like that in some ways, but still, I have questions. What are you playing FIBA rules or NBA rules? Are you playing as official regular season games against teams like Real Madrid and the German teams and all these other teams that you may be playing over in Europe? There's so many questions to be sorted out as far as all this. But Adam Silver is saying the travel isn't a problem. He thinks that the NBA teams doing red eyes across the Atlantic Ocean to go to the continent of Europe is not a big deal, and that the teams do it from New York to LA. So why can't they go from New York to Paris? That's crazy in some ways, what he's saying right there. It's crazy. Yeah. Classic card. We still got other stuff to do first. Other stuff to do. Let's do the Raptors Reddit reactions real quick. More details about Kawhi's free agency in 2019. Apparently, Kawhi wanted a deal from the Lakers at that summer when we were doing Quine and Dine, and Steve Ballmer was figuring out how to do aspirations with aspirations. Kawhi reportedly wanted part ownership of the Lakers, similar to what Magic Johnson got. And he also wanted unlimited access to a private plane and a house and guaranteed off-court earnings from endorsements. That's what The Athletic is reporting, that this is the stuff that Kawhi was demanding from the Lakers in the whole summer of 2019 when he was looking at us, looking at the Clippers, looking at the Lakers. That's what his demands were. He wanted a part ownership of the Lakers, guys. Crazy. Yeah, that's good stuff. Not much on Raptors Reddit to react to. They are reacting to the Open Gym episode, which was fire, which was so good. So good. All right, we have multiple birthdays today, guys. We have a list of 4 birthdays today. We'll start with the seniority. Guys, original Raptors broadcaster Rod Black, Charles Barkley's best friend, had his birthday today. He's 63. Happy 63rd birthday to Rod Black. We've heard Rod Black recently calling CBL playoff games, and I enjoyed the throwback sound of Rod Black's voice calling the Canadian Elite Basketball League. He brings a bona fide eliteness to the CBL, being the announcer for that league. So happy 63rd birthday, broadcasting legend in Canada, Rod Black. Yeah, he's an important one. Also, I want to say a happy birthday to our guy, number 8, Jose. That's right. The great Jose Calderon is 44 today. Jose, a Spanish legend of the national team, good friend of Marc Gasol's, and just a fantastic Raptor. One of the most important Raptors ever, honestly. He's a top 10 Raptor to me, guys. People always forget about Jose Calderon. And he played for the Raptors for a long time, and he had a lot of good records for us, and he was a dutiful Raptor. So, Jose, you get your shine with me. I'll put you in the top 10 greatest Raptors of all time. Seriously, you might be like 9 or 10, but you're in there. You're in there like Alvin Boogie Williams. That's right. Happy birthday to Canadian Olympic player Kem Birch. That's right. It's Kem Birch's birthday today. Also, guys, Kem is 33 today. Happy 33rd birthday to former Raptor and Kem Birch. We love you, Kem. I'm so happy that you've had great success since the Raptors, winning championships over in Germany recently, and also playing on the Canadian Olympic team in Paris last summer. This is fantastic stuff. Kem, keep on striving and achieving. We love you, former Raptor, Canadian Raptor, Kem Birch. So happy birthday to you. And finally, happy birthday to Juancho Hernan Gomez, another Spanish star's birthday today. Juancho is 30 today, guys. So happy 30th birthday to Juancho Hernan Gomez. Those are the Raptor birthdays for today. Quite a quartet right there. Rod Black, Jose Calderon, Kem Birch, Juancho Hernan Gomez, all having the birthday today. That's right. Cool Cat saying, we saw the jet lag effect on the Pacers players. Jet lag and time difference is real. When the Pacers went over to France last year, right, and played a couple of games last year against the Nuggets, I want to say it was the Nuggets or the Mavs, something like that. Yeah, I mean, these are issues. Jet lag can be a factor. To me, I'm not all about the green of flying back and forth just for one game across the Atlantic Ocean. No. If you're going over there, spend a week and come back after playing a whole tour of European teams and then come back. Don't be trying to do no back and forth just for one game. That'd be messed up. That's not green. Adam Silver. And in some ways, I like the trend of you putting 2 games in one place like you have been doing an NBA schedule more and more. where it's like, oh, you just stay in Atlanta and play Atlanta in 2 nights and 2 games and 3 nights. Sure, I like that kind of shit. But yeah, none of this like hop over to Europe for a hot cup of coffee and then head back right after one game. No, that's not green. That's not smart. That's not the message I want. None of that. That's right. None of that. That's right. James is saying Kawhi and Uncle Dennis wanted it all. Yeah, I'm sure this is Uncle Dennis saying this crap. It was trying to negotiate like this for them. Man, I don't know what's going to happen with this whole thing. We know this shit is happening. In some ways, the NBA has to watch out because if they normalize this, there's going to be a lot of shady shit going on around the NBA all of a sudden. There probably is already some shady shit going on to a degree. But if you normalize it and show that even if it's publicly out, that nothing happens, well, it's just going to encourage people to break the rules and do something like Steve Ballmer did. So, Adam Silver, you really got to handle this correctly. You really got to handle this correctly and responsibly. Do we live in a lawless society that Trump is the leader of? Because he's kind of lawless and a criminal and a felon, and he sets the tone from the White House. Well, Adam Silver, do you want to be more law-abiding and say the NBA is still a good institution of integrity? You figure out how to deal with this Clippers situation. You got to do it. That's right. You got to do it. That's right. Kawhi's team sure maximizing his coins potential. Yeah, you could call it that. He wants that money for nothing. He wants that dire straight life. You got the install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. He's got the Moody's refrigerators. He's got the Moody's color TVs. That's right. He wants money for nothing. That's all that Kawhi wanted. And checks for free. That's right. That's right. Blackhawks got the logo in there. I see you, Neil. James is saying Jose didn't want to leave Toronto. No, I mean, he liked playing here, but he did go to other teams after us. And he did find success in places like Cleveland and New York. He's very ensconced with the Cleveland franchise. You guys know he works for the Cavs, right? Jose works for the Cavs. I believe he's like in the front office as one of the GMs. So, yeah, he's kind of the enemy right now, just so y'all know. But we won't hold it against him. He's still a Raptors legend. But he does work for the Cavs. I'm pretty sure he's working for the Cavs right now. Let me go look at that again. I'm going to look at his Wikipedia. But I'm pretty sure Jose works for the Cavs. And it's too bad. It just is how it is, you know. Yeah, he's a special advisor to the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. So he's not a GM or assistant GM, but he's a special advisor. Once again, you know, the Raptors really do get good people in their organization. You could think about that period of Bosch with Calderon and Anthony Parker. And look, Anthony Parker is the GM of the Orlando Magic, and Jose Calderon is a special advisor to the Cavs. You got Fred VanVleet. He's the Players Association president. You got Kyle Lowry. He's going to be a special person on Prime broadcasts. This is just, we just got awesome people. And the Raptors people go on and do bigger things since. And in fact, Masai, wow. I was talking about Masai this weekend and saying Masai can do whatever he wants after the Raptors. And well, who's he with? He's rubbing shoulders with Bill Gates. Masai showed up at a press conference on Saturday with Bill Gates. And they talked about investing huge stuff in the continent of Africa for basketball. And Bill Gates is on board with Masai Ujiri. You know big things are happening. You know big things are happening. When Masai is hobnobbing with Bill Gates. Now, he ain't going to smaller potatoes from the NBA. He's going to bigger potatoes after the NBA. UN, Bill Gates, big, huge world economic things. And that's where Masai lives now. In some ways, you know what, Ed Rogers, you may have done the world a favor, because now Masai, instead of doting and using all his charisma and energy to help the Raptors be the best, he's going out to make the world the best, because he's going to go out there and do something on a bigger scale globally for the whole entire world. If he's pairing up with people like Bill Gates, you know he is. You know he is. And that's really awesome. I'd love to see Bill and Melinda Gates, or just Bill Gates, invest a ton of money into the continent of Africa and their infrastructure for basketball, and Masai Ujiri being a part of it. That's what's going on. That's what's going on with Masai right now. That's right. That's right. Wayne's saying this: the travel schedule over the Atlantic Ocean is crazy. Jet lag guarantees mediocre games during the regular season. Hope the players union shoot that shit down. Yeah, I don't think that that's appealing, to be on a plane for 12 hours to go to play one game. They better be over there for a while and doing a European tour and playing like 5 or 6 games each time an NBA team goes over there to do a tour. You know, I don't know. I don't know if this is just going to be a special summer tournament where the champion of the NBA goes over and plays champions over there, or he sounded like he wanted to make these regular season games. He made it sound like that there will be special regular season games for NBA teams to have to play European teams in Europe. And maybe the European teams are coming to the States too to play our teams here. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Blackhawks saying respect to Calderon. That's right. Happy birthday, Jose. Happy birthday to Jose. That's right. Trevor saying Kawhi at this point is just a scam artist to do nothing and get paid. Yeah. Yeah. You thought Ben Simmons was a scam artist. Boy, Ben Simmons ain't got nothing on Uncle Dennis and Kawhi Leonard and their grift. That's right. Ben Simmons, you're amateur compared to Kawhi Leonard and his grift. That's right. He's got a accomplice. He's got a guy who helps him. His uncle. His uncle's like they're a 2-man crew. Yeah, they do it. He's the guy who's just kind of the silent partner, and the uncle's the wheeler dealer. Yeah, Uncle Dennis. This is so crazy. The stupid stuff with Kawhi is so messed up. All right, let me see. Where am I at in the chat? All right, let's go ahead and go and do the classic card. That is what Trevor was calling for just a second ago. We'll go ahead and do it now. Man, anything else on the Open Gym episode yesterday, guys? Anything else on that? Anything you guys want to talk about with the press conference with Bobby on Friday too? Maybe you're excited about Media Day tomorrow. Who do you want to hear from on Media Day? Anything, write in the comments while you can, because this stream may be over soon. So yeah, get your comments in while you can. Here's the full name answer, please, for this classic card. It's not very classic. It's a shiny prism card, so I'm having a hard time not having a band across it. But if you can tell who that is, you get the full name answer in. You get the classic card points for Rapid Freak Trivia standings. So if you can tell who that is, you get the answer. This is a tough card, actually, even though it's more recent. It's a tough card. You can get a couple of guesses. I'll give you some clues on the name. So yeah, if you can tell me who this player is, more recent player, then you can get the classic card points. That's right. Joe Johnson. Interesting guess. No, this is more recent than Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson is an old player compared to this guy. Yeah, this is more recent than Joe Johnson. Interesting guess, though. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have got this card. Like, I wouldn't have recognized him. Malik Beasley. That's a good guess. He does kind of look like Malik Beasley, but it is not Malik Beasley. It is a good guess. I don't know if he's cleared or not. It's very confusing about what's going on with Malik Beasley and his gambling allegations. I think that he's cleared to a degree, but he's not totally cleared with the NBA. I don't know what they're doing with him right now. I think he's able to play or he's not. I don't know. I have no idea if he's Jonte or not. Yeah, that is not Malik Beasley. So one more guess, and I'll give you a clue on his name, guys. Who do you think that is? Who does that look like? I think he looks kind of like Yabusele without the dreads, a little bit like Yabusele. But I don't know, guys. Who do you think that is? What team? That's Steve Nash. All right, there's the guess. The guess is Steve Nash. It's a horrible guess. But that looks like, what team is that? I think it's New Orleans. I think it's New Orleans Pelicans. It's Pelicans, yeah. Pelicans. All right. You know, if I give you guys some clues, that would be doing this guy's last name for you guys to get it. That's a riddle right there. If I gave you guys clues on how to get this guy's name, I would be doing his last name to you guys to get it. That's a conundrum riddle right there. If I gave you a clue to figure out, remember, full name answer, guys. Full name answer. I don't even know who that is. Nanny? Who's Nanny? Full name answer. Najee? You mean Najee? Full name answer still. I don't know the first name of Najee. There's different Najees in the history of the NBA. So who is it? Who is it? If I gave you a clue, it would be doing his last name for you guys to get it. Does that make sense? Think about that. If I gave you a clue about this guy's name, that would be doing his last name to help you guys get the clue. Maybe that's too obscure, too weird. It's kind of a mental exercise. All right, I'll do this. His first name is the same first name as the number 1 pick in the NBA draft that went to Syracuse. There you go. His first name is the same first name as a number 1 pick in the NBA draft that went to Syracuse. And also, his last name would be me doing something for you guys if I gave you a clue to get this. That's right. That's right. Blackhawk saying, I wouldn't say Kawhi is a scam artist. I would say he got carried away with his success. As much as we say Kawhi doesn't speak, he lacked humbleness. Fame corrupted him. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's kind of humble in real life. It's Dennis that's not humble. It's Dennis. Dennis is an extension of him and acting for him. So, all right, guys. First name, same first name as a number one draft pick in the NBA's history that went to Syracuse. And his last name, if I gave you a clue about him, it would be doing his last name for you guys to get it. Najee Marshall. Nope. Nope. See, I kind of thought you meant James Najee. No, Derek Queen wears 22 for the Pelicans now, but this guy did before. So, yeah, it's not Derek Queen. Derek Queen. No. Najee Marshall? Well, think about the last name. What would be a last name that would be helping you get this clue or get this name? What would it be? That's right. First name is a number one draft pick in the NBA's history that went to Syracuse. And the second name is a verb or something that I would be doing for you guys if I helped you get the clue to get the answer. So this is tough, man. I guess in some ways this is harder than I thought it would be. Maybe the clues are too hard. That last name clue should be the one that figures it out. Also, if you know the number one pick that was in the NBA's history that went to Syracuse, I'd say it was 1990s number one pick from Syracuse. If you know his first name, you got the first name of this player. Who was drafted number one from Syracuse in 1990? That will give you the first name if you know your NBA history. That will give you the first name. Man, this is tough. I'm glad we're not on the clock to get done before 2 hours this time, because this one's like pulling teeth right now. I knew this was going to be tough in some ways. You know, actually, Mischief's kind of got the first name right on his guess. Yeah. Derek Queen? It's not Derek Queen. No. It's not Derek Queen. Derek Queen or Derek Queen. I don't know where they go by. They said this is so funny, man. You know, Queen's a bust because the NBA is saying that New Orleans had a horrible draft just because they drafted Queen. Yeah, they really have said that since. They've been dissing Queen left and right with the grades for how the teams did in the draft. That's right. Show it again. Well, come on now. Get on it. His first name is the same first name as the number one pick in the 1990 draft from Syracuse Orangemen. Is his first name. And his last name, if I gave you a clue on how to figure it out, it would be doing his last name for you to get the answer. That's right. Yeah, because of the pick they traded to get Queen. Unprotected in next year's loaded draft. Yeah, that was part of it too. They traded to get him, and like it was stupid. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. Come on. We're going to give this up. Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson? No. I've kind of already said his first name is right, and Mischief said. Mischief got his first name, kind of. Who's the first pick in the 90 draft out of Syracuse? Anthony? No. Larry Nance? Where y'all going with this? Their last name is something that would be helpful for you guys to get this clue. Larry Nance, no. And anyway, it's got to be Larry Nance Jr. or Senior. You got to delineate which one that's not a full name answer because there's two Larry Nances. There's Larry Nance Jr., there's Larry Nance Sr. You'd have to tell me which one. Anthony. I don't know Anthony. Who's the number one pick in the NBA draft out of Syracuse in the year 1990? Anthony Gregory? No. Wow, you guys are so off on this. And Mischief had the name right. He's actually gotten the first name already. You guys just got to go look at what Mischief said. He said Derek Queen. It's not Derek Queen, but maybe that first name is correct because the first pick in the draft in 1990 out of Syracuse is a guy named Coleman. So, I mean, if y'all can figure this out, put this 1 + 1 = 2. You do not know Stevie Wonder? Oh my gosh. You guys can't tell this. I didn't realize this was going to be so hard, y'all. Man, I got to remember this. We need Slug Deezy or something. Yeah, Derek Coleman was the number one pick in the 1990 draft by the New Jersey Nets out of Syracuse. So the first name of this player is Derek, guys. This is Derek. Derek something. So tell me what his last name is. Yeah, y'all are just catching up now on this. Yeah, Derek Coleman's not the answer. I'm just saying his first name is the same as Derek Coleman's. So his first name is Derek. Figure out the last name. Because the last name, as I said, if I gave you clues on how to figure out what the last name is, I would be doing his last name. Favors. That's right. James got it. Finally, Derek Favors is the right answer. New Orleans Pelicans. Derek Favors. I would be doing y'all a favor, giving you a clue to get it. And his first name is the same as the number one pick in the 1990 draft out of Syracuse, Derek Favors. Steve Coleman, where are you getting that garbage out of here? Trevor, get that garbage out of here. I'm going to give James 200 points for this because in some ways it's because he actually put me out of my misery on that one. I was in miserable place because y'all were taking so long with it. So James gets 200 for pulling teeth. It just took a little while, man. Why weren't y'all figuring out? I'm saying his first name is Derek. Seriously, I actually literally. All right, Adrian is saying be nice. All right. As I said, he said Derek Queen. I said that's his first name is Derek, y'all. All right. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching the Rap Freak stream. Expectations for the classic card, expectations for the Raptors, either one. Y'all are saying 60% media day watch along. All right. I really don't want to do that though. In some ways, I got to be free and available to my parents because they're going to leave in a couple days. And if I spend 4 hours sitting on there watching it with you guys, I don't know if that's conducive for some of the things we want to do. So I think I might actually say no, that we're not going to do a media day watch along, even though 60% of y'all voted for it. Partly because I think we just need to do the morning stream and just get in and get out because there is a lot of stuff happening here still. I've got tons of things going on at my house with different things. And I don't know if I could commit to being online on stream for the whole entire media day tomorrow, just because there may be things that need to drag me away in the middle of it. I'm thinking about it more logistically, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't going to work. So we'll just do the regular 9:30 stuff. Yeah, you guys watch the media day for sure. I'll watch it too, and we'll react to it on Tuesday. And like I said, the Tuesday trivia may be very involved with the media day. So it may be in your best interest to watch the media day if you want to do well at trivia, is what I'll say there. Yeah, Derek Jones? No. Yeah, we'll recap media day on Tuesday, and there will also be trivia that day too, because it's Tuesday. That's right. All right, let's go. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for being Adriana is making me feel like I need to apologize to y'all for getting upset about the classic card. It is what it is. All right, 15 votes. Thanks for voting and participating. I'm sorry I'm going to go against it. I was just thinking about it. I was like, no, you can't do this, Lex. You can't be on the stream from like noon until 3. No, you need to do your regular stream in the morning before it starts. And in fact, we may want to do a quick stream tomorrow because they may start at like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or something like that with these interviews. They usually do. They'll bring in somebody like Scotty right away. They'll do Scotty real quick. They'll do maybe Darko goes first. I don't know. Maybe they do Darko and then they do Scotty, RJ, Emmanuel, Jakob, Brandon. Hopefully we'll see Colin and Elijah get the chance to speak to the media tomorrow. That would be good, considering Keith Pelly stomped them out for theirs when they were supposed to get to talk. That'd be good. All right, y'all. Enjoy WNBA action this afternoon in the playoffs. We'll have to see what happens in that league as far as with the matchups today. Let's go Blue Jays. You have your destiny in your own hands, so don't fumble it. Make sure you win today, Gosman and the Blue Jays, so that you guys can win the pennant. This matters. We want this. The Yankees obviously want it bad. We can see Milbester in the way he's acting. So let's go ahead and hold it off and keep it. We don't want them to come back and take this from us right on the last day of the season. So Blue Jays, don't mess around. Win. That's right. Your New York Liberty trying to repeat the WNBA title? No, they're not. They're out. Why would you even say that? The Liberty have been eliminated, bro. Phoenix Mercury put them out last round. So yeah, there's no Liberty. There's no Liberty win. There's no Liberty win this year. They're out of the playoffs. They're not in here. No, they're not. Why are you saying that? No, they were in the playoffs. They already got eliminated. They got beat in the last round by Phoenix. Phoenix put New York Liberty out. Yeah. Two-finger salute to the Yankees. There you go, Kaz. I like that. Watch Battlestar Galactica. Man, you guys are awesome. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Watch the Open Gym episode. It's fantastic. It's just loaded full of amazing, great content. James Wade, you are an MVP in that episode. You're amazing. And Scotty, your exuberance, never lose it. Never lose your enthusiasm and your excitement, Scotty Barnes. Please never lose it. And Raptors, you guys are awesome. Let's get this year started right. Come to Media Day tomorrow, correct? And let's go to Calgary and get that work in and get this season started right. That's right. Yeah, you lost the Mercury, Milbuster. You're out. You're out, my guy. Larry Nance Jr., that's who you meant. Okay. All right. Training camp. Going to be excited. That's right, Trevor. I'm surprised you're not going. Trevor's going to be like, I'm going to Calgary. And he's in Calgary all of a sudden. He's like, I just had to be here. I'm too excited. That's what's going on. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the Rapid Freak stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. And Ahmed's here. Hey, I know I'm coming near the end. Hope everyone's doing great. All right. Thank you, Ahmed. All right. All the best to everybody. Have a great Sunday. Touch grass and, go out and Raptorize your day. Put some good in the world. That's what I say. Go out there and put some good in the world and find connection. No more division. Don't let them divide us. Let's stay connected across all kinds of things. Peace. Peace out, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go, Raptors.